Alright guys, we made it out here to the PFI SpeedFest. Got the Civic unloaded. We got Hondas warming up. A lot of people are testing their two-step and doing a bunch of little things around the pits, and we're basically just waiting to get ready to go through the tech line, and then I guess start doing some passes right at 11. But we got some weird weather here in Colorado. This past week has been super hot and then now it's just not. So Eric's got his Civic out here. I'm gonna try to convince him to do some passes later. We got my brand new fresh pit bike. I freaking love these little electric units. They're pretty sweet, but yeah, we're all set up. We're gonna sell some merch today, and now everybody here from PFI, obviously, we made some power on the dyno last night, and I think the Civic should be hopefully ready to rip. We got to put the slicks on it. We got a lot of things to do, but figured I'd catch up with you guys real quick, and maybe we'll go cruise around the pits. Slowest I've ever been. No, I mean, it's definitely still getting the jitters off. It's weird.
Yeah,
like,
that guy next to you looked like he blew it up.
No, I was watching him and I was like,
yeah,
because I was
a little nervous for you.
I was gonna abort mission, and then I was like, well, I want a time, I want to pass because this is qualifying to get the thing, but 10-1, so he was ripping though.
Yeah, he's got a big cleanup now. Well,
and then I had a 1 second reaction time too, 1.1 second, which that doesn't play into the time, but that was a little bit. I'm hot. Down. All right, so we did our first pass. We did a 10-1, and then we have spent 2.5 hours in the pits doing some general maintenance, and I didn't pick up the camera, but here we are. We just did lower control arms, and we did ball joints because the old ball joints were just floppy. You could see these aluminum control arms. I believe one of you guys a long time ago in the comments said, hey, don't run those, especially on a fast car. And I was just like, I was doing general maintenance back in the day, and I was like, well, these ones are cheap. I think it was like 2 of them for $100 instead of like 1 of them for $100. So they're bent like that from the factory. Yeah. But anyhow, I had basically another set at the shop. So new lower control arms, new ball joints, and we've just been kind of playing with that for the last 2 hours. Todd, the guy who I was going against, he actually blew up his motor right next to me. So we had like an hour of them just cleaning up the track. So we're back here right now. We got it all done. Only 2 parts stores later. We got it figured out. But I think our class is getting ready to go up there in a little bit, and we'll do another pass and see what she does. Now we got Derek Martin. So we popped a tire. We definitely popped a tire. And I don't have my cell phone to tell anybody. That's it right there.
Driver just blew a tire down here, no oil on the track.
Just driving in the dirt. What it looks like is those bolts right there that we just did for the control arm, they just snapped. So pretty sure we tightened them. Well, I know we tightened them. I remember laying under there with the impact and I just buzzed them in and that was it. But it looks like they freaking snapped and then that was it. But that could have been worse. That could have been really, really bad. Basically the tire control arm went backwards straight into the fender, like right on that ridge, and just cut a line in it. So unless we could find some more bolts and some 24/5 slicks, I don't know if we'll be racing anymore today. Alright, so here we are, and track guy came and handed me these bolts, so definitely twisted off in there somewhere, snapped or something. But yeah, so that's where this one twisted off, but I'm pretty sure we had all the rest of them in there. But yeah, you can see the control arm right there. Yeah, pull off the wheel too.
Nice. Wheel and tire. Some wheels and some bolts.
Alright, so Brent came to the rescue. He actually blew up the Freedom Civic, and so I was talking to him about bolts. He's like, "Did just take the bolts right off of my car." So I took 2 from one side and 1 from the other, and so now we have a set of bolts. And then Goofy built Shane, which is his son. He had a set of schlicks. He said you just have to run some spacers because they hit the knuckle, but that's fine because I was already running spacers because I was hitting the knuckle. So should have a set of schlicks. We have some bolts, and then we're gonna have control arms. So we're gonna be ready to rip.
Going fast.
Going ready to rip. Yeah, it's definitely my poor paint job. Alright, so the car is all back together thanks to Goofy Built and Brent for letting me steal some parts. So we got Goofy slicks on here, we have Brent's bolts, and then right now we are just toe plating the car. It's crazy because when we put everything back together, it probably already had a little bit of toe in, but it was an inch toed in, at least that's what it looked like right here. So we're gonna try to set this thing maybe around, let's call it like a 1/16 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch of toe in, because I do think it toes out a little bit when it's doing it. But I have the slicks down really low, so we're gonna go ahead and pump these guys up a little bit, give us a little bit more accurate measurement, and then we'll stick this thing back on the ground and hopefully it drives a lot better. We're supposed to actually be already on the track right now, but there has been so many oil down the track, and then now you can see them over there on the tractor. They're prepping it. There also might be a little bit of rain coming here in like 45 minutes, which is gonna change some things for the night as well. So we're gonna mess with this, get this thing ripping, and go from there. All right, boys, so we are in the pro class. I basically got a buy into, I don't even know what this would be considered right now, but we've been sitting around. It rained, so we've literally been sitting on the back of the track for like 3 hours just waiting for everything to dry up and get ready. So we got these guys down there. They actually just ran in the 8th mile of 5.4, and so we're just doing 8th mile because the back end of the track is a little bit wet as far as the shutdown. So we're gonna get this thing fired up, get it warmed up, and then we're gonna go do some stuff. Let's do the jump box, and then we're gonna see if we could race these guys down there. So there's a $5,000 purse. So we'll see how this goes. I lost that one. Car started misfiring really bad. And it feels like it's down a cylinder or something. Doesn't sound good. It's like misfiring, big time. Alright boys, so she drove into the trailer under its own power after pretty much sitting for, I'm gonna call it 3 years, because it's been a long time. Other than last year when we went out and we did a couple passes at the felt like the last day of the Friday night drags, had the misfire, and then obviously we figured all that stuff out. Don't know exactly what's wrong with it right now, but we'll figure that out in one of the next videos. But yeah, everything could have been super sketchy, literally blowing the tire to 150 miles an hour. I don't even know. It didn't really faze me at that point, but looking back at it, going that fast and popping a tire on the thing, absolutely crazy. But we got it fixed. Shout out to Brant for letting me steal his bolts. Goofy built Shane for, or basically Shane, for letting me steal his slicks for a couple passes. And yeah, we're in the trailer, and you know, not super bummed because we had a good outing. I've kind of treated this as like a test and tune, and we got to hang out with everybody, see everybody, and it's pretty cool. But appreciate you guys watching this video. Let me know what you think. What should we do with this thing next? Should we bring it to some more events, or should we freaking list her for sale? Appreciate you guys watching. See you later.